a certain line. I'm sure I got it. Oh, watch it. You gonna sit right there? You sit right here on my tablet and watch you?
No, we're not broadcasting.
I thought you wanted to.
We're recording. We're gonna put this on CD, on DVD.
We'll put it on CDV. CDV. Right. And that way you can watch and listen. Okay, here's the first thing I want to say. And some of you, did you come last week to a meeting? You did? And what did we cover? I'm just asking because I know you got a lot out of it.
Yeah, I did.
Let's see what we
The
covered.
most that I remember is the claws.
Okay.
Doing the 20 claws.
Guess what we're covering today? Same thing again. Okay. And the reason that we are is because I felt like you didn't get it. So, just kidding. Just kidding. No, we're going to cover it again. We're going to cover it the whole week again because we really, let me tell you what happened. Friday, we started this, was it Tuesday we started covering this? We did Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right, in the meetings, all right? Friday, I'm talking to all your customers, the ones that didn't buy. Some of them that bought, but the ones that didn't buy, Greg, I'm getting on the phone, I'm talking with the customer, asking them how they like the rainbow, and of course I'm talking to them to see if I can sell them rainbow. But somewhere in there, Henry, I took a little survey. I said, we're doing a survey. I said, the little black cloths that they used with the dirt, that it showed you the dirt on? And they said, okay, yeah. I said, how many do they have laying there on the floor right now? Just ballpark it. Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 25, 30? The average number I'm getting is about 8 or 9. Okay? The average dealer is pulling 8 to 9 black cloths. All right? Now, I'll be honest, I hit a couple 25s and 30s. I hit a 4, all right? I think it was a 4, right? So I hit one that all the black cloths were gone. We don't know where they are, right? I guess they sucked them up in the rainbow or something, or picked them up and threw them away, all right? But you want to leave all that stuff sitting there, though, so they can sit there and stare at it. And when I leave, it's still going to be sitting there. I'm not doing anything with their dirt. It's their dirt, right? My boss said I couldn't take anything I didn't bring with me, so I can leave you dirt, right? And I'm going to leave them that, don't do like one of our dealers used to do. He used to take the black cloths, throw them down in people's yards when they didn't buy.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then I had to deal with the complaints the next day. Right? So anyway, that's okay. That's a bad attitude, right? So, all right. Huh? Wow, yeah. Well, I had one that spun rocks against their house one time.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, pulling out her driveway, just spun rocks against their house.
Wow.
Rednecks. Okay. Anyway, we have that happen. So, all right. So let's talk about how why we do this. First off, and we said this last week. So can you hear it again for the second time and say, okay, well, Jay already heard most of this, but it'll really make sense now the second time, all right? But when you go in a house, guys, how many of you have been in a home and they said at the end of the demo, Greg, and we like you, you did a good job, Virginia, and we get it, but Alfred, right now we really just can't afford it, right? And you're sitting there looking around, and you know they can't. You ever been in a house like that? We had somebody the other day that said that they're going to get a new house, and at the rainbow, they just can't afford it right now. And so I'm asking, so they're saying that $60 a month is going to keep them from getting a new home. Is that what they're trying to say here, right? Because I doubt $64 would keep anybody from sending their son to college, from from buying a new home, from buying a new car. You ever been in a house they said, we just bought a new car? We would get the rainbow, but we just bought that new car. I'm thinking $64 isn't going to make the difference on whether you make your car payment or not. Okay, I've even said that to my customers. That when I got to the end of the demo, I said, guys, I guess what you're saying is if you got the rainbow, you would have a hard time being able to make your car payment. The $60 would put you that high. And they said, well, we're not saying that. So, okay. I mean, I make it sound like, really? I mean, really? Okay. But here's the bottom line, right? When somebody doesn't buy a rainbow from you at the end of the demo, and they're telling you something, Scott, that's not true, in my opinion, they don't want it. Okay? Because all the people that told you they couldn't afford it, and all the people that told you they need to think about it, and all those people, if their TV quit, how long would it be before they had another TV?
Or fridge.
Or a fridge or TV. How long would it be? Would it be tomorrow? No, I doubt it. They'd find some place open at midnight if they had to, Joe, right? Because people buy what they want, whether they can afford it or not. I've heard Scott say it 1,000 times back here in open house. People buy what they want, right? And so the deal is sometimes we don't make them want it bad enough. Let me ask you this, and this is a good analogy. It's the best one I can think of, Taylor. But if I was selling $10 bills today, right? A $10 bill. I don't know if I have a $10 bill, but I had a $10 bill, right? And I was selling out for $10 bills, right? They're genuine, backed by U.S. government, real, they're not counterfeit. They're $10 bills, right, Henry? And I was selling these $10 bills for $20. Okay, let me set this up there, Greg. When I had an appointment with you to come show you my $10 bill. My appointment was at 7 o'clock, right? I arrived at 7 o'clock. We were real nice to each other. I knew your name. I knew her name. When we went in, we sat down. We got to know each other. I talked to her about where you work, talked to her about where she worked, talked about how beautiful your home is, played with the kids, pet the dogs. I did a good job with my $10 bill. And I got to the end, and we like each other. We're friends, but we're buddies, Joe. And I got to the end, demo my $10 bill, and I'm asking, I'll show you the price. It's not but $20. So you can have this $10 bill for $20. Okay? Now, we've been real nice to each other, Virginia. We're friends. Okay? Now, you're not going to look at me and say, Jack, I'm not going to give you $20 for that $10 bill. It ain't worth it. Get out of my house. Right? You know what I'm going to tell you? Well, I like it. And I would love to have that $10 bill. But right now, we feel like we just really can't afford it. But if we loved it and we loved you, we say, Rob, buddy, come on in. You want to see? We say going right in the center.
All right, let's do it.
Right there in the center. Don't you mess with him.
I ain't seen it in a while, man.
Now, buddy. What if, why are they getting the $10 bill from me?
You can make it all.
Why are they not buying the $10 bill?
Because you didn't make it worth $20.
Because it ain't worth $20. Right? Okay. You know what they might tell me, Robbie? They might, instead of telling me they can't afford it, they're not telling me they need to think about it. We never make spur-of-the-moment decisions. Josh, I mean, just give us a couple of days. Okay, see these shoes? I prayed about them for 3 days before I bought them. That's just how I am. Me and my wife, we made an agreement when we got married. I love when they say that. We made an agreement when we got married, standing on the altar, that we never buy anything on the spur of the moment. Okay, you're going to hear somebody say that soon.
Yeah.
We made an agreement when we first got married. You're going to be like, Jay said, can somebody say that? They say that crap, all right?
Yeah.
But see, do you understand what that is? That is their way of saying no in a nice way. Does everyone understand that? That they're not going to say, it ain't worth what you're asking for it. Get out of my house, right? They're saying the same thing, though, but they're being nice about it, right? Now, why don't we go ahead and face the fact right now that is us. It's not the economy. It's not the product. It's not the price of the product. It's not our president. It is your demo, okay? Chris is sitting right here. He is, Chris, when you got up this morning, did you put your pants on from the top or from the bottom? Okay, and you one leg at a time, I bet, right? Okay, just like everybody else. Okay, and Chris sold 28 out of 35 in March, February. Okay, Scott Hayes got up this morning. He put his shorts on one leg at a time, and he sold 28 out of 30 one February. Might be something about February, right? He followed up with March with 31 out of 39 sold. Okay. His top month is 44 sales. Has anyone else in here ever sold 44 yet? In a month. He has sold 44 before, right? See, if you sit here and say, you know what, it's the economy, it's the price of the machine, you know what, they got the same machine, they got the same economy, they got the same price. The only thing that's different is their demo. Maybe they build more value, okay? See, when you get to the end of the demo, Greg, do they think the machine's only worth $1,000, but you're asking $2,000? Because I'm going to tell you, you want them to feel like it's worth $4,000, you're only wanting $19.99. Imagine if I was selling $20 bills for $10. I'd sell them all day long because it's worth more than I'm asking for it in the customer's mind. They're both a piece of paper, but in their mind, it's worth more than I'm asking for it. Does that make sense? How does the customer feel when you get done with your demo? Do they feel like that it's only worth $1,000? They feel like it's worth $800, right? See, you got the things you do during your demo make that happen. Make them feel like it is worth more. And when you start out, the price of the rainbow is where? It's here. And the value in their head is what? It's just another vacuum. But as you start to pull dirt, first of all, you show them how to air, it cleans the air, you show them how you can run it 24 hours a day, you show them how you can use the eucalyptus to vaporize, how you can use the mulberry to make your home smell great, the DNA kills germs, you start getting their vacuum out, you blow the dirt and dust out, then you show how bags and filters get clogged, how they can't clean, how you're getting all the dirt up with all the attachments. You know what happens at some point? The value in their mind meets the what? The price of the machine, and guess what happens right here? You get a sale. Okay? But if you get done and the price is here and the value is here, guess what? Well, we really like to have it. I mean, we would love to have one, Greg. And I know we're going to get one later, but we just really can't afford it right now. Okay? And it's because you're trying to sell a $10 bill for $20. Does that make sense? Right? I just want you guys to understand that, Robbie, a lot of this is in our control. And the good thing about it not being the economy and it not being the fact that the machine is overpriced or it's not, who's in an office right now and all that. By the way, we may have to wait 4 more years for that to change it, right? So we can't wait 4 more years to start selling 50, 60%. I don't want to wait that long. I want to start today, right? So we got to just address one thing. It's not outside of us. It is us, right? The good thing about that is, guess what we can control? Us. I mean, if it was the economy, man, how much control would we have over that? We might not, but it's the fact it's us. And, it would be one thing if everybody in the room was selling 1 out of 5. I mean, everybody's having to show 5 to sell one. But you know what? Half the room is selling 50, 60, 70, 80%. The other half is selling 30%. So the thing is, we want to get the 30%ers on up to the 60 and 70, because it's a lot more fun now than when you first started, didn't it? Rainbow's just a heck of a lot more fun when you're making money.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of fun, Alfred, when you're getting paid to do it. And I love doing it, but and I think I might do it for free just occasionally. But you know what? It's a lot more fun, Greg, at the end of the week when I get a big check. When I get one of these suckers right here, these 1,000-a-week clubs, man, I love that. For working how many? 20 hours? If you kill yourself in Rainbow, you're gonna work what?
25.
Maybe. I mean, if you just kill yourself.
If you count driving,
I mean, really, if I work my butt off this week, I'm work 25 hours, I know people that work regular jobs. We should say real jobs. No, they work real jobs, and they work 50, 60, 70 hours a week at a real job. Okay? And at the end of the week, they get a check too, right? The thing is, it's usually not over $1,000 for what they work, So anyway, let me tell you this. What do we sell? We sell a vacuum. Right? This is a Rainbow, and it's a home cleaning system, and it's an air purifier, and it's aromatizes, and it does so much. But at the end of the day, Greg, it's a vacuum. It really is. It's a vacuum cleaner, right? Let me tell you why I want to put it to you that way, right? See, so many of us are going into home, and we're talking about how the Rainbow cleans the air. We're talking about how the Rainbow makes your home smell so good. And we're talking about how this is going to really go dry. And you know what we're not talking enough about? The fact it's a vacuum. Okay. I'm sure you're going to continue to talk about the allergy aspects. And I'm sure you're going to continue to put the mulberry and the eucalyptus. I'm sure you're going to do all that. But what you've got to do more of now is you've got to pull more dirt. Right? You've got to build more evidence. Right? Did anybody have a vacuum cleaner before they bought the Rainbow? Okay. Figured you probably did. What'd you have? You remember the Kirby? Kirby? And y'all bought that Kirby to aromatize?
No.
Okay, you bought it to deodorize.
No.
You bought it to let it clean the air. You run it
No.
24 hours on load? No. So you bought it to do what?
Clean the power.
Were you there for the demo on the Kirby?
No, my wife was.
You guys have a Kirby before they bought the Rainbow? You did? Were you there for the demo, Joe? Nope. You weren't there for the demo. Anybody have anything other machine that's a high dollar machine? Okay, good. I won't get to pursue that. But I was going to ask you how many black cloths they pulled while they were in their house, but y'all didn't see the demo. Because I can tell you the answer is about 50. Okay. But the vacuum you had before you bought your Rainbow, was it? Did you buy it to clean the air at all? You bought it to do what?
Dirt.
Pick up dirt out of the carpet, correct? What if I can show you your back corner can't get dirt out of your car? Well, look at that, your back corner's broke. It's time to get another one.
I'll buy a rainbow.
It's really simple, okay? And by the way, they shouldn't feel like, well, let me go look at a Kirby before I get a rainbow, because my mom and dad had a Kirby growing up, and I've heard they're really good. See, a bagger filter machine is a bagger filter machine is a bagger filter machine is a bag. They're all the same. You've got to show that during your demo, all right? So that they don't say, well, let me check into a Dyson. If you're going to get a Dyson, you know what you need to do? Change your filters on your Bissell. You got the same thing. Because with a new filter in your Bissell, it's going to clean just as good as the Rainbow. It's clean just as good as a Dyson
Well, yeah.
for about 15 minutes. Then it loses half its cleaning value.
So I'm finding out, man, is these people, it's not so much they don't want a Rainbow or they want a Kirby. I see people have Kirbys. They got these cheaper models from Walmart because the Kirby's too heavy. But the thing is, everybody wants convenience. They just want to pull out something fast, vacuum, and put it back up.
Yeah, Rainbows do that.
Okay?
And I tell them about it. It doesn't. You don't have to put it up, but it's just the idea. You see the Rainbow, and they're thinking, "Oh man, that's just too much. You know, it's too much." I don't care if you sit there and talk to them all day long about all these things it does. It's the fact they just go in there and get to stand up and put it back in the closet.
So what you're saying is,
There are a lot of lazy people out there just want.
Well, let them know they're not doing. They're wasting their time.
Well, I do all that, but I'm just saying the perception is that people are in such a hurry, or they don't want to do a whole lot with their vacuums. They just want something so convenient to get out there vacuum and then put it up. They don't want no hassle. They don't want to put no gadgets in it. They don't want to change the water or whatever, you know.
well, the thing that you got to understand is what you're saying is like an upright versus
Right.
a cancel.
Yeah.
Okay. Couple things you can do in your demo, all right? And I'm glad you brought that up, because has anybody else heard that?
Yeah, they're about being too big. I tell them I've had mine 2 months now, and it's never been off. It never gets put up.
There's a couple of approaches to that. Number one, I was always smart enough after that first couple of people that said that to me to realize I've got to address that during my demo. Okay. Whenever I heard a similar thing from 2 or 3 customers, I said, okay, I'm going to address that during my demo so that I don't hear it when I get done with my demo. How could I address an upright machine during my demo? One thing I'm going to do during my demo to kill an upright idea is, number one, I'm going to make it look really simple. One thing that I say this, and you sit there and say, Jay, my room is nice. Okay, is it? I don't know. But if everything in your kit is laying on the floor when you get done, the Rainbow looks like it's got 4 billion pieces. Okay, that's why when I get done with the demo, I'm telling you, the room is clear, the floor is clear, I am organized, I don't have everything that's in my kit is back in my kit. It is not laying on the floor. And if you're one of these people that I go to your car right now and it looks like you've lived in your car and there's crap everywhere in your car, you're probably a messy person. And this is going to be hard for you, right? Because you're going to have crap laying everywhere. And at the end of the demo, if it's got too many parts, look, they're going to be like, that's just too complicated. I'm just going to stick with my upright. Number one. Number two, as I'm doing my demo, I'm going to do the 52 stroke. Well, I have them vacuum with their machine. Number one, they see how heavy it is. The first time they grab the Rainbow and pull the trigger, it takes off, right, Alfred? What do I say? I say, well, the reason that it's so light, Robbie, is because you're not pushing what? The whole machine. You're only pushing part of the machine here. That's the thing about that most people don't like about an upright, is the fact it's so heavy because you're pushing the whole machine. So you don't have that with the Rainbow. See, I say that during my 52 stroke. This is what most people don't like about an upright, because they're pushing the whole machine. I actually say that. Okay. Now, when I get where I'm letting them vacuum with the power nozzle, what do? We get to the edge of the couch, and I say, check this out, guys. And I run underneath the couch. I say, by the way, how do y'all vacuum underneath the couch now? Guess what they say? Oh, we don't. Or we have to move it. Oh, really? How do y'all vacuum underneath your bed? Well, we don't. Or we have to move it. Really? Awesome. See, it lays all the way down flat and goes up underneath all your furniture. That's awesome. Okay. Another thing, when I vacuum the couch, you know what you could ask them if they've got an upright? When's the last, especially a Kirby. You know about a Kirby. I mean, you know where your attachments are to your Kirby? Not really. They're somewhere. I mean, they may be in the attic. I can't remember. It's like 4 boxes of stuff that I got with it, okay? How many times did you ever put the hose on and vacuum the couch? Never. Maybe twice the whole time you had it, okay? And I'll pull dirt out of the couch and say, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you vacuumed this couch? And they say, well, it's been a while. Exactly. You know why? Because your attachments are where? Somewhere in the closet. See, just have them, and I show them where the attachments are to the Rainbow. Where are they?
Right there on the front.
Right there on the front. You know, it's a fact, Chris, you'll use them more. Just simply if they're in the room with you. Just simply because they're in the room with us, you're going to use them more. But if they're in the closet, you're not going to use them, right? Same thing with the ones, those uprights with attachments on the back. You ever try to use one of those? What does the machine keep doing? Freaking thing falls over the whole time you try. You ever tried to vacuum your car out with one? Take your damn upright out in the dang dirt, set it in the dirt, and try to vacuum out your car with an upright. Okay? The whole thing standing, you can't pull the hose ain't long enough. It's a nightmare. They've been through all that. Okay? Now, here's one thing else I want to talk about. And y'all talk about, hey, the rainbow never goes in the closet. The rainbow never goes in the closet. The only thing that goes in the closet, I had somebody the other day that says, we got a single wide mobile home. I don't know where I keep it. I'm thinking, well, first of all, do like they do in Japan and China and Singapore. Guess what those folks do? They put the machine underneath their kitchen table and let it run. It's underneath the kitchen table running. Now, if you had to do that, guess what they put in the closet? Check it out, guys. Man, I don't know if you got any room for that. If you can just find a place for that. Okay, you know where you could do with this? You could hang it behind the door. You could.
Right on the couch.
Just lay it underneath your bed, lay it flat, slide it underneath your bed, right? I mean, what do you mean you can't anywhere to store the machine? See, that's a ridiculous objection. By the way, they probably didn't see a good demo, in my opinion, or they wouldn't have that excuse, right? I mean, we go get a new TV, but you know, I don't know where we would keep it. You know, no, we'll find somewhere for our TV, right? It's the same thing. So anyway, let's talk about, so do you, good question. You handle it through your demo. And I'm aware, listen, hey, I realize, my shirt's blue. Sometimes people like an upright. It's reality. Okay, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about it during our demo, all right? But I can tell you this, I'm not gonna let the fact that they think this is a little bit more extra trouble prevent me from being able to make a living doing this. I've just got to outthink them. I've just got to think ahead of my customer. Don't ever, there's a million reasons why you can't. And there's a million reasons why you can't. It just depends on how you look at it, okay? Any objection that somebody has, figure it out. Figure out how to go around it, right? Necessity is the mother of what? Figure it out. That's how everything that we have was invented. There was a need for it, right? Figure out how to explain to these people this is more convenient than using upright. Plus, just set it over in the corner and let it run 24 hours a day. You're never going to put it in the closet. You ever had somebody say, well, I don't know if I like getting all that out, hooking all that up. Man, you understand the rainbow is going to be already out. The only thing you're going to need to do is go to the closet and grab this, hook it into the front of the machine, and flip the switch the other way.
If your mini bag's good enough, they're not gonna use it, whatever they have.
You're saying that they understand that bag filters don't play.
Exactly.
You know, and I've even used this before when a customer said that. I said, let me ask you a question, Greg. You have a lawnmower, you do? What's the first thing you usually have to do before you cut your grass? Usually. What do you got to put in it?
Yeah.
You usually got to fill it up with gas or oil, right? I don't know about yours. Mine runs on, did you have an electric one? Mine runs off gas.
Even
Okay?
if you did, you gotta plug it in.
Right, okay, that's right. Okay, so it runs off gas. Now, Greg, do you have a problem with that? I mean, does that bother you that you got to put gas in your lawnmower, or do you just accept that's kind of the way it is? If I'm going to cut my grass, I'm going to have to put, you know, if you're going to get your home clean, guess what you got to put in your vacuum? You got to put water in it. You just have to. Or you know what you could do? You could not cut your grass, or you cannot clean your house. Okay, it's kind of a decision you have to make, right? But you know what? The only way you get your home clean is with the machine with the water, right? It's just the logic you got to use. It's just logic. You know, and I know we say, well, people are lazy. You know, we all are. We're all looking for easy ways to do things. But you know what? Above and beyond everything, you got to build value in it. And like you said, a good mini vac, kill the idea of a bag or filter vacuum. That is the key, isn't it?
Exactly.
To have a really good mini vac. So anyway, we're not going to get on a mini vac. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about pulling dirt. First off, my dad used to sell Electrolux, and I told this story last week. I have to hear it again, Heather. And by the way, since you heard this story, you sold how many rainbows?
3.
That's right. Okay. So it's probably the story that made the difference. But here's what my dad did. My dad actually used to sell Electrolux. And he actually sold, just so you know, so I got to back it up with facts so you know he was pretty good. He sold 663 in a year, 161 in a month, 13 in a day is his record, right? Made $100 and some thousand his first year selling them door to door. Okay, and we had no appointments, it was all door to door, right? And I already told you that I had to go out with him every day, right? I was with him every day during those demos. Except during the day, him and my mom would go knock a few, and then he'd come home in time to get me. Take me out knocking again. But guess what he would do? He would take a roll of paper towels and he would start with one side and he would unroll the paper towels all the way across the floor. So he had this white thing of paper towels running across the whole living room, right in front of their feet. And he would start from this end right here, Greg, And the Electrolux had a bag that you would vacuum with it, and all the dirt would be in the bag, and you would put the bag down, you would shake it out, push it through, and all the dirt would fall out the pipe. Okay. By the time he got done with his demo, he literally had about 50 piles of dirt all the way across his paper towels. I mean, their whole living room was covered with this big row of dirt. I mean, it looked like a garden, a row in a garden. Okay. These people didn't, when he got done, they didn't say, you know what? We just need to think about this. I need to decide whether I want to keep this dirt or get rid of it. I'm not sure. They didn't say that. You know what they said? Honey, you like it? Because I know we need it. I mean, this is unbelievable. Okay? Because they pulled a lot of dirt. Guess what they're saying when you get done with your demo? Now, let us think about it a couple of days, Jay. We're just not sure.
They're saying they're not that nasty.
You're saying you didn't show me enough. All right? What if when you got done with the demo, Alfred, the customer said this? They said, Alfred, we loved you and you did a great job. But you know, if you just poured more dirt, we'd probably buy it tonight. But you only poured 8 or 9 in black cloths. I'm not sold yet. If you poured 20, 25, I might buy one. What'd you do?
Throw down about 20 more.
You would, wouldn't you? Okay, it's really simple. You would, all right? But the customer doesn't say that, and they're never going to say that. But you understand that's what they're saying when they say they can't afford it. And, you know, and you're sitting there, and, yeah, you can. What do you mean? They're driving 2 brand new vehicles out there, and they're saying they can't afford a $64 payment. They're paying $200 a month for the cell phone, $120 for their cable, and they're saying they can't afford it. Now, if you go in a house and they've had their cable turned off and they don't have cell phones and all that, you probably might be in a house where they can't afford it, all right? And you know what I'm trying to say. And unfortunately, sometimes we end up in a home like that, good people and all that, but they can't afford it. But other than that, who couldn't afford $64 a month, Robbie? Honestly, how much is it? $2 a day? What's in big Mountain Dews? A piece? You know, I mean, you got to get in your head. This is, but see, they don't want it. It's what the bottom line is, because you didn't show them enough dirt. Guess what would happen if I got to the end of my dad and they said we couldn't afford the Electrolux? Guess what my dad would do? He said, that's okay, I understand. Well, let me get some stuff up. In fact, I got one more thing I want to show you real quick. And then he would do what? He'd pull more dirt. Then he would ask for the money again. Because you know what he figured? I just hadn't poured enough dirt yet. All right? I figure if I pull more dirt, by the way, he was brought, with Electrolux, they don't have all these different features where it cleans the air, it aromatizes. Could you imagine going in and it didn't do all that? You know what you would have to emphasize?
Dirt.
Dirt.
It's just a vacuum.
That's right. Okay. Now remember, he sold 660 some in a year doing it. All right. We've got all the stuff the Rainbow does on top of being able to pull the dirt. But here's what's happening. Instead of it being doing a 60% dirt, 40% benefit demo, we're doing a 70% benefit, maybe 20, 30% dirt. And that's why they're telling you at the end, well, we like it, and we just need to think about it for a few days. So we can't afford it right now. And you know they could, right? So we got to pull more dirt. Well, what parts of the demo can you pull more dirt? Number one, you should do a 52 stroke. And those of you that are a little bit lost on the demo, I have not seen, we've had some people really, really mixed up on the demo lately. That time to get up, I swear it worked. All right, so we're going to go through the air wash, show them how the Rainbow cleans the air, right? Okay. Then we're going to do the fragrances. I always say this is the feel-good part of it.
Mhm.
This is for the women. Talk about how smell. Ooh, it smells so good. Okay. Guess what, though? The guy don't give a crap. He works in a factory all day long. He breathes crap all day long at work. He's sitting there thinking, I don't care about this crap. Right. But then you start pulling dirt, and you start showing them how dirty their home is, and how the sandy grit's doing what? It's tearing up the carpet, tearing up the hardwood. Now you start getting the guy's attention a little bit. Then you show the shampoo or the mop. Okay. So here's what you do. We did that. And we're going to get their vacuum cleaner out. We're going to blow the dirt dust out, right? Okay. We come over here, Robbie. What we're supposed to do right here? 52 stroke. What do? You say, guys, can I get you to come over here with your vacuum cleaner? Now, by the way, what area is this right here, Robbie?
High traffic.
High traffic area. It's not Alfred in front of, or where the coffee table is sat for 20 years, where nobody stepped in 20 years, and there's no dirt. And I know somebody, you say, well, Jay, that's just common sense. Well, why do I have to say it? Because some people don't have common sense. It's all right. Okay, I don't think I have a great deal, but I got some. But I do think that we definitely want to have them back in the where the dirt is. That's just what I think, right? And that's going to be where they walk, right? And I've always found that where you see the carpet's kind of matted and worn is where you find most of the dirt. right? Because that's the reason it's worn, right? So I have them vacuum 52 times with their vacuum cleaner. Actually, I have them come up. I say, oh, Penn, this is my customer. Can I get you to come up here, Mary? Okay. Just get you to use your vacuum cleaner real quick. So I've got her vacuum cleaner handle in my hand. I hand it to her. And right now is when I say I need you to vacuum 52 times. What does she say? 52. Okay. So, but I didn't tell her before she got up and came over here and stood here. I said, I need you back 52. And Scott, would you count 4 while she vacuums? Okay, right. Just count 1, 2. While you're doing that, let me get something put together. So they're vacuuming 52 times right now. While they're doing that, I'm getting my power nozzle snapped together, right? Now, what else am I going to need to go right here?
Black cloth.
We're going to use the visualizer. You know, I've had some people in the last few weeks said, Jay, I didn't know what that was, right? It's called the visualizer. It has 2 parts. Actually, it has 3 parts. It has a little wire, right? But you got to have all 3 parts in order to use it. And by the way, we want to use black cloths. Now, what is this right here? What is this representing? These 2 boxes are representing the customer's coffee table. Because I'm going to have to back up because I started in the middle of it. When the customer was getting their green lights, Robbie, I took the coffee table and slid it over against the wall, right? Do y'all do that? Or do y'all try to do the demo over the coffee table? Please tell me you ain't doing a demo over a customer's coffee table. I mean, please tell me there ain't a coffee table between you and the customer. Please tell me you know that. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you, you aren't going to sell rainbows if you're sitting way back here and the customer's way over there. Okay? You've got to get right here at them where they can see the dirt, right? So slide the coffee table over here to the side, and then I ask them, would it be okay if I set the stuff off the coffee table and put my little cloths here because of the what?
Make my demo go faster.
It'll make my demo go a lot faster. Would that be okay?
They'll say okay if you say that my demo go faster.
Did you catch that? Can I put my black cloths right here just so it makes my demo go a lot faster and I can get out of y'all's way quicker? Great. Absolutely. Need some more room? Right. Okay. And you understand, they want me out of their house real quick, so I'm going to lay the black cloths and I set all their stuff off their coffee table underneath the coffee table on the floor. Got me? Good. So I've got all these black cloths. And the reason for that is when I get ready to go pull dirt, what do I got to do? They're right there. How many of you guys struggle to get the black cloths apart? I mean, you're sitting there trying to get them apart, and they're like stuck together. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, this takes forever. That's the pull one cloth. You ever done that? That's just because you don't have a good way of getting them in hand. They're laying out here and you're ready, right? So they're vacuuming 52 times, and I'm grabbing my visualizer, and I'm going to put 2 black cloths in here, right? Okay. Actually, I'm going to wait till she gets done. I'm going to say, let me ask you a question, Mary. Is that piece of carpet right there what, Alfred? Is it clean? Ask them, is it clean? You know what they'll say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, some of them will say, well, I know my machine's no good. It's probably not. Well, let me ask you this, though, Virginia. Would you agree it is as
Your machine's going.
we vacuumed it for how long? A whole year, and never did what? Never walked on it. Exactly. So it's clean, right? Have you ever taken, Henry, an area and vacuumed 52 times before? No? Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to take a picture of the bottom of your carpet. This is going to represent my camera, and this is going to be my film, this little black cloth right here. And by the way, you don't have to use these what? This tool right here. When you use a rainbow, this is just for my what? Just for my demo only. You don't have to use this right here. Heather, this is just for my demo only. Josh, this is just for my demo only. Okay? Got me? Okay. Right. Then take this and just, you ever see how the hose narrows down in the center? That's because Alfred, it sticks right there on there. Isn't that pretty neat? Then what do we need to do right here to make the wire? Because there's a motor in here. Did you know there's a motor in here? What we got to do to make that motor run? We got to plug the wire in now. So you take this and jump the electricity out, and you're good to go. Got me? Now we're going to have them vacuum in the same area with the rainbow. Just a couple of instructions using all it takes. Right. Close itself. See, you're not pushing the whole machine like you are with an upright. That's why people don't like uprights a lot of times, because it's so heavy. It's so hard to use. You can't get up under anything.
That's nice. Honey, that's nice. You want to try it?
Now, we usually get a lot of dirt, okay? And what are we going to do with the dirt, sand, and grip?
Sure.
What are we going to do with it?
Hit the box.
We're going to go inside that box right there, and we're going to pull out this piece of cardboard, right? Notice it's dirty? That's because this is what you actually do. And by the way, it shouldn't be dirty because you sold it, right? But anyway, it's dirty, it means you missed one, right? But it's okay. Lay it right there underneath, take the sand and grit, and you're usually going to have a lot more dirt than I've got here, and take the sand and grit and just put it in a pile there on that piece of cardboard, okay? And just ask them, say, guys, do you feel like you just wasted your time Heather, using your bagger filter machine in that area? I mean, because look at the dirt. And you know what, Robbie? Do you know how long it takes, Robbie, for that much dirt to pile up in that one area? I mean, it literally takes years. Okay? But here's the worst part. Feel that right there. Feel that right there. Stop. What's that feel like to you?
Sand,
You know, they glued that stuff down to paper. You know what they make out of?
sandpaper,
You know what sandpaper is for?
cutting.
Right. See, every grain of sand has 17 to 32 cutting edges on it. It's like a diamond grade. It'll cut. Imagine, in fact, let me take my spray bottle. Let you feel this bottle. Okay, it's as smooth as it can be right over the word actin. See that? Okay. Smooth as it can be. Now watch this when I'm rubbing it in the grit sand. What that grit and sand do to that bottle? It cut it, didn't it? Okay. And which one do you think would be harder out, from my plastic bottle or that carpet fibers? Probably this bottle, right? Okay. So if it's going to cut that bottle, what's it going to do to your carpet? The same thing as we walk across the carpet. I only put just maybe 2 or 3 pounds of pressure on that. But imagine every time we take a step, 150, 200 pounds of pressure, pushing sand against carpet. You know what it does to your carpet, guys? Check this out. You ready? What does that look like right there to you, Josh? It's light and fluffy, and it's to color your carpet. What do you think it is?
My carpet.
It's your carpet. It's light and fluffy, Robbie, and it's to color your carpet. What do you think it is? It's light and fluffy, and it's to color your carpet. What do you think it is, Virginia? It's your carpet fiber, okay? The reason we're getting carpet fiber here, Tyler, is because, guys, every time we take a step, the sand and grit's just grinding your carpet fibers and cutting them, okay? Anybody that manufactures, sells, or installs carpet will tell you grit is carpet's what?
Number one.
Number one enemy. It's the life of your carpet to what? Get that dirt out. Okay? We're going to take this, we're going to set it over here to the side with our black cloths. We're going to separate them, and we're going to lay them over here. See, we're starting our evidence. Okay? We're building a court case here against their vacuum. We're going to convict their vacuum cleaner of not working, failure to work. Okay? So we're going to lay all these black cloths. When we get done, there's going to be 30 black cloths here, 25 to 30 black cloths. Right? Minimal. All right? So we're going to do that right there. Now, my next thing I'm going to say from here is let me show you why your vacuum didn't what? Let me show you why your vacuum didn't what? Get that sand and grit up, okay? And then when I ask him a question, Robbie, Robbie's the only person in the room other than Ryan that can answer this question, probably. Maybe Scott. I'm going to ask the question, Robbie.
Oh, if your vacuum died today. What would you want for vacuum? Have a lot of
You're going to say suction. And he's going to show them the difference in suction airflow, then he's going to show them how bags and filters get clogged up. He's going to explain to them that bags and filters lose 50% of their airflow the first 15 minutes. He's going to build a mini vat, and he's going to use the harmonica, and he's going to explain to them it won't pick the black cloth up, it won't blow the harmonica because it's clogged up. How quick did it take? Only 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 minutes with a regular bag or filter bag. You know what I'm talking about? That part of the demo. He's going to kill the idea using bags and filter machines because they don't work, because the air can't flow through it, right? After 15 minutes, they stop working, all right? That's why we got what? That dirt behind your vacuum after vacuum 52 times, right? Then guess what we're supposed to do when we flip over to here? You got one of some fiber. That one is clogged in fiber.
Put them in the trailer last night.
All of them? Let me one in the bathroom. What are we supposed to do right here, Rob?
Oh, cut the bag.
Cut the bag open? What if they don't have a bag? What if they got a cup?
Dump the cut.
Dump the cup. Okay. You know why Robbie knows these answers?
Okay.
Train in, that's right. Saw my first rainbow woman.
Yep.
Really? That's right, on that Saturday, wasn't it?
Ryan saw number 2.
That's right. Yeah, perfect. Good deal. If they have a bag machine, you know what you do?
We're gonna have your
You
bag.
get their bag. Okay. Now I love doing this on a bag machine because these are really, really good. All right. Let me ask you this real quick, Heather. What's inside here?
Dirt and dust.
Good deal. All right, Alfred, what's inside here? That's right.
Carpet and dirt.
Carpet. What's inside there?
Carpet.
What's inside there, Greg?
My carpet.
You know what's hardly not in here?
Dirt.
Dirt and dust. Do you know that? But you know what the customer thinks is inside their bag? Dirt and dust. Okay. Now, if you told them there's not much dirt and dust in here, most of it's carpet fiber, what would they say?
You lying.
No, it ain't.
No, rip it up and show them.
Rip it up and show them, all right? The cool thing about the new machines, because they got rid of the bags, is you don't have to rip the bag open, do you? You just gotta take the cup out and dump it out. And what is always inside the cup? Tons of carpet fiber, right? So all we want you to do right here is put the gloves on if they have a bag machine. That's why the gloves pretty heavy, because we used to have to rip the bag up and you don't want to touch it, okay? So anyway, just take it right here on the carpet, or on the cardboard, right? And rip it and show them. And by the way, you would ask them, can I have your bag?
Right.
And if they say, well, that's my last bag, then I would ask them what question? Has it been in there for more than 15 minutes? And they'll say yes, of course, for a few months. Well, then what's wrong with the holes in the bag? They should be able to say, well, I guess they're clogged up. Exactly. So, Alfred, you need to go get a new pack of bags. Can I have this bag? Great. I used to always carry a $1 bill with me in my pocket, and I would pay them $1 for the bag. I always paid people $1 for their bag. I just always did. I said, here's $1. And he said, where's the $1 from? Because I'll buy your bag. Be okay if I buy it from you? Great. Okay. And once they say yes, I say, that means if I find any diamonds or anything here, it's mine. Because I bought it from you. Right now. Let me show you something. Can y'all see back there in the bag?
Nope.
Like a filter in the bag.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what that is?
Carpet.
Dirt wouldn't stay together like that.
No.
Light and fluffy, and it's to color your carpet. What do you think it is? See, guys, after 15 minutes, once the bag got, go ahead, Robbie, once the bag got what?
Bag got clogged.
The only thing the machine can pick up,
Fluffy stuff looks some dodgy parts.
the lightweight, fluffy stuff that's on top of the carpet, because it doesn't take much airflow to pick that up, does it? You know anything your machine picked up after the first 15 minutes? Your carpet. Okay, you know any dirt that was in here, Henry, you know when it was picked up? Exactly. Because see, look how clogged up the holes are in the back. Let me ask you a question. How much air is going to flow through that right now, Henry?
None.
So how much cleaning are you going to do, Chris? Exactly. Okay, guys, in all honesty, when you bought this machine, did you buy it to
Get the dirt out of your carpet.
did you buy it to get the dirt out of the carpet or carpet out of the dirt? What are they going to say? Let me ask you a question. Which pile is bigger, carpet or the dirt?
Carpet.
In all honesty, your machine's getting the carpet into the dirt. Because after 15 minutes, it was clogged up. See, we buy our carpet by the square yard and we throw it away by the pound. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. Y'all say, Jay, really? Really, really, really? This dude right here has been with us for 19, 16, 17, I don't know how many years now. 17 years. Do you know that Scott Hayes always cut the customer's vacuum cleaner bag? I've had Scott tell me he pissed the lady off and she asked him to leave him because he cut the vacuum cleaner bag up. Okay? I do remember you saying that.
Got a car from the Tri-County Bar and Grill.
And you know what I said? I said, well, Scott, there's an idiot every now and again. Okay? That impressed me that he was doing that every time. All right? This is important. How many of you agree that would be impressive in a home? How many of you agree that when you show them in the 15-year sheet, at the very end where you're showing them guys carpet replacement, would you agree, Greg, if you don't get the sand and grit up, you're going to have to replace your carpet? Because these pathways right here are only going to get worse. Right? That really makes that number. Well, see, now we can't do this because they got rid of the bag. So what do? We take the cup out of their vacuum cleaner and we dump the cup out on the cardboard. And we show them that there's no what? No dirt. It's all carpet. And then you pull the filter out and you ask them what's wrong with the filter. What will they say? It's clogged up. Let me ask you, Greg, how much air is going to flow through your filter? So how much clean are you doing? If you can't have airflow, you gotta get it clean, right? If you went to the store and bought brand new filters, the machine would clean perfect for how long?
15 minutes.
And then what would happen? Your filter would look just like this again. Exactly. Okay. How many of you do that? See, that's why, again, now that might be our fault. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should. It's your fault. You know, if we haven't trained you on this enough, that would be our fault. So I take full responsibility for those of you that didn't know this, other than Heather. She's heard it now. But the rest of us, I'll be asking your customer tonight how many closets Heather put that night. But no, you know what I'm trying to say. This is important that you do this. Now, once we get done with that, now we're on to the attachments. All right? Now this is where you can really an opportunity to pull a bunch of dirt, okay? Because what we want you to do, we want you to use the visualizer umpteen times, okay? We want you to grab 2 cloths every time you get ready to do it. Stack them up. By the way, it just works better if you use the small cloths for the visualizer. It really does, because the way I look at it, we don't need those long cloths, and you're wasting a lot of material, which I'm sure this stuff's going to end up somewhere someday. I mean, why not use the small cloths, right? It's cheaper on us. It's less waste, and it fits the visualizer. That's the whole purpose of the square cloths, is for the visualizer, right? So just take this, guys, and just hook it in there, and we don't need a wire because we're going to show the standard attachments. Now let me show you all the standard attachments come with the Rainbow, right? Now, how many of you guys do the penny deal during your mini vac? The penny deal during your mini vac, where you put the penny in your hand, it won't pick the penny up. Do you not do that, Henry?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you do that, Alfred? Do you know what I'm talking about? You put the penny in your hand? Huh?
I ain't done, but I know what you're talking about.
You hadn't done it?
I did it
Do you do that, Heather? Do you know what I'm
I
talking
have
about?
once or twice.
Really?
I did it
We got something else.
Okay, but you show them, it won't
But
pick it up.
shows us something, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about,
Do you
Greg?
still use the visualizer on the box?
Actually, I hold the box up now.
Yep.
So you got her an adapter too? Yes? One piece tube?
I
That's
got,
fine.
I got pipe in my car that long, I kept one for every recruiter.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So they understand, though, that it won't pick it up with no air.
Yeah.
That's the main thing at this point. All right.
Visually, though, it's
So
better.
what we're going to do, visually. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab the standard attachments. Let me show you how the standard attachments come with Rainbow. By the way, this is a standard upholstery attachment, right? Have you ever been using this to vacuum? Do you usually have a piece like this, Taylor, with your vacuum? They're going to say, yeah. Have you ever been using it to vacuum? Can I use your leg? Sure. Because it's like a cushion, okay? Imagine you ever started vacuuming your cushion and it sticks.
Yeah.
How much cleaner are you doing?
Yeah.
Because it can't get what?
Air.
So I would actually take this, pretend this was their couch. I would say, you ever been using it to vacuum your couch and it sticks?
Yeah.
How much cleaner are you doing? Because it can't get what, Heather?
Air.
Right, they thought of everything with the Rainbow, and they put this little boot on here. So guess what it can get, Joe? Airflow. Which one cleans, guys? Suction or airflow?
Air.
Exactly. Can you have airflow with a bag vacuum cleaner, John? About 15 minutes. Now, let me just vacuum that cushion, okay? I'll lay it back in the couch cushion, okay? Yeah. Now, what we do whenever we pull the dirt is all you do is take it out of there and then take it apart and show them. Put this back in, okay? We'll show them all the dirt, okay? Now you got to get what? What are we going to do right here, Heather? Because this is no good if you don't ask them a couple questions.
Right.
If you just say, look at that, guys, and go on to the next attachment. It's no good. All right? You want to ask them some questions. And I like asking, there's like 25 you could ask there. The one that people love the best is if I had her vacuum where she was sitting, I would say, Scott, can you get you to hop back up?
Right.
And I lay this down. Let me show it. Great. So say she vacuumed where she was just sitting, right? This dirt came out of that cushion, let's say, which is a good way to do it. Have them vacuum where they were sitting.
Yep.
And then lay that down and say, now you can go ahead and have a seat on that.
Right.
And she'll say, I don't want to sit on that.
Exactly.
And I say, well, let me ask you a question. Not trying to be smart,
He was sitting on pretty
but
back.
what? What's bothering you, the dirt or the cloth?
The dirt.
The dirt was there before, wasn't it?
Yep.
You just couldn't see it, could you? Okay, but let me ask you this thing. Now that you know that's dirt's in your furniture, gosh, you wouldn't want to leave it there. would you? How you gonna get it out? Suction or?
Air.
Can you have air filter back in here? 15 minutes, right? Now, if you were using a bag or filter vacuum cleaner that did have airflow, if there were one, and it had bags or filters that had holes, Josh, guess what's gonna blow back through the holes in the back?
Dirt.
This is the dirt that blew out of the back of the machine. Now it's all over your furniture. You got to dust and you breathe it and re-clean it. Okay.
Yep.
And we're gonna take this. We're gonna lay it over here,
That's 2 filters right there.
and then we're gonna grab 2 more, right? And notice where the visualizer is. Part of it's in here, and part of it's where. So now all I gotta do is take 2 cloths and sandwich it, and I'm ready to pull more dirt. Everybody got that? I'm gonna let them vacuum our curtains now, right? When we get vacuum the curtains, I will open this up. Some loses its airflow, some will suck the curtains in. You know what I'm talking about? The new ones are hard to open. This one here is really easy. So, try to get it open. Yeah. So I'm gonna have her vacuum her curtains. She vacuums her curtains. There's gonna be a bunch of dirt here. What do I ask her? I'll
You
ask-
walk on your curb?
I'll ask her a silly question. I say, I'm gonna kind of be silly, but y'all walk up there on your curtains, Heather? You don't walk up there, do you? A lot of people look at me and they say, Jay, how did that dirt get up there on my curtains?
Now that vacuum up there.
You remember a while ago we held the light on your vessel? Alfred, you could see all that stuff blowing out from the looks of it. Alfred, where's it landing?
Everywhere.
It's amazing. Isn't it? Not only that, but look through the holes in the bag. Look back out there. Okay. So how many have I got here? 2 more. What are we doing with these? Laying them out here. Grabbing 2 more.
Are you putting a mini filter on that as well?
Now I already did that. You talking about where I showed them how bags and filters get clogged up with a harmonic and all?
Yeah.
I did that
Okay, so you don't do it
before I
for,
cut the bag open. I was talking about that earlier on the mini vac page. You know what I'm talking? In between where you do the 52 stroke and where you cut the bag open is where you build a mini vac and explain how bags and filters get clogged.
Right.
Okay. I'm skipping that just for this meeting because we want to cover this. But let's say we've already done that. Because they won't understand any of this if you didn't do that.
Exactly.
None of what I'm showing you is going to matter if you didn't do that first. Okay, so make sure you do that. Thank you. So I'll plug it right here. And what we're going to do right here, put 2 cloths. Where we're going now? We're going. If there's somewhere else in this particular house that you see you should vacuum, do 2 more. Okay? But if you feel like you're done with this attachment, huh?
Here's the finder.
His recliner is a really good one.
Yeah, buddy.
When they got
That's what
this,
sold mine to yesterday in one house.
his
Yeah,
recliner.
buddy.
Yep.
You better believe it.
You just got to pull dirt and you get paid dirt. Okay. What we're going to do next, we're going to show the duster. Ask her, Taylor, you have a piece like this with your vacuum? What are they going to say?
Yeah.
Yep. You ever been using it? What do you vacuum off like your tabletop? What are you trying to vacuum off? The dust? What's blowing that dust into your vacuum cleaner, Greg? That's silly, isn't it? How crazy. Usually takes a piece like this with a bag or a filter machine to blow the dirt back out, okay? Not so in a rainbow. All dirt dust goes in the water, stays in the rainbow. By the way, let me show you this before I actually vacuum it. Did you know you can unstop a what? You can unstop a drain with this. Did you know that? You can actually put the hose around in the back side of the rainbow. Y'all know that? Put the hose in the back and it's a blower. Yes? Okay. So put the hose in the back, switch the hose around and blow the stop out. You know what they start saying? I could use that the other day.
Yeah.
Right? You know they say that stuff. And by the way, there's this camel hair, which is really, really delicate and won't scratch even the best furniture. All right. By the way, the rainbow is used in the White House, they say, of France. The president, Sarkozy, has a rainbow that they clean the White House with, or the French White House. And also the rainbow is aboard Marine One, clean Marine One, the helicopter that the president uses. And also the King of Turkey has a rainbow that he uses, if there is a King of Turkey. It's not King of Turkey, but it's the Prime Minister of Turkey.
So does Ray Romano.
Ray Romano, yeah, that's more important, right? Okay. Now, anyway, so and that's right, he does from the video. Okay, but what are we going to clean with this?
I'll get them to get their laptop.
That's a good one. The laptop. His back in the keyboard off the laptop, right? Okay. Pull two cloths. Okay. How bad was it, Scott?
It was clogged slam up.
Was it really?
Yeah, I said, did you realize that this is how people get sick. Your kids and you use this laptop. You're putting your fingers in there. If you use that compressed air, you're packing the dirt in there. Now you can finally get it out of it. When I showed her what was in her laptop, she looked at her fiance and she said, "Oh my God."
Where'd you come up with that, Scott? Common sense. Okay. It is. You know what messes? Anybody know anything about computers? What messes up computers the most?
Airflow, lack of airflow.
Lack of airflow. Our server quit one time, right? And you took it apart and vacuumed out the inside of the unit, and it started it right back.
Exactly.
Perfect.
They just can't breathe. Everything gets too hot.
Exactly.
We started calling the Geek Squad out,
It's like a refrigerator.
so we were able to save probably $200 by just having this. Tell that story. Hey, down at the office, their server quit. We didn't realize that what it was is they had never cleaned out the inside of the computer, and they just vacuumed it all off. You know, it came right back on. True story. Or I had a friend of mine, their computer quit. That's a true story, right? Anyway, though, we're going to have them vacuum lampshades for sure. So I have Hennis turn. I have her go vacuum a lampshade. I just carried a rainbow over there for her, and a vacuum lampshade. Turn it off. Let me show them.
You walk on your lampshade.
You walk on your lampshades is my question. They say no. I said, how did that dirt get up there, guys?
Vacuum one.
What am I going to point to? They're vacuuming. What will they say? Well, I guess that piece of crap over there. Exactly.
Exactly.
Who's killing their machine now?
They are.
They are, right? We're going to take this. We're going to lay these out. We got 2 more cloths, right? Now we're rocking on. See, if you tell me, if your customer's telling me you pulled 7, 8, 4, 5, guess what? Guess what you aren't doing? You know, honestly, and I was thinking about this the other day. What?
Get the mini blind.
Mini blinds. I was thinking about this the other day that evidently, Ryan, if people aren't doing this, honestly, they're doing the mini vac. Listen to this, Robert, because the people that really understand the order of the demo, they're doing the mini vac. You ain't doing the thing, cutting the bag over like that. They going straight from the mini vac to letting the customer vacuum the living room with a rainbow, showing the price.
You're right, exactly right.
If they're letting them vacuum.
You're right. You're right.
And I'm sitting here thinking, ain't no way you gonna sell a rainbow doing that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Ain't no way I could not sell a rainbow. If I did that kind of deal. And I tell you, I kind of know what to say, and I know all the little things. I don't think I sell. All right, you got to do the rest of the demo from here on. The rest of the demo has got to be done, right? But you know what happens is it gets late, and we'll look at this and say, you know what, I got to skip. And I will honestly say, there's been times where I got in a situation where the kids got, and it got so late, I had to make some decisions, right? But that one decision that I don't make is not to show shampoo. I'm going to show the shampoo, right? I am not going to not show a shampoo. Because you know what I found, Greg? Is people will buy a rainbow for the shampoo.
Exactly.
Tell them what Taylor ran into the other day. She called me customer care one.
And asked them if they got a chance to see the shampoo or the mop, and they said no. I didn't know it shampooed. I've been looking for a shampoo. We might have bought it if we knew it shampooed.
That's a true story. Was there anybody in the room that did the demo?
I don't remember.
I think it was. Anyway, but you want to show it, okay? So anyway, we're going to have them back in the lampshade before dirt. What else? You said mini blinds, really important. Turn the mini blinds all one way. You know what people used to do to clean their mini blinds, or still do?
Turn it the other way.
They take them outside, hose them down, or put them into what? Bathtub, right? You know, does anybody ever heard of people taking their mattress outside to air it out anymore? Anybody running that much anymore? You know, when I first got Rainbow, when I first got Rainbow, everybody did that.
Right.
Honestly, I'd go to people's homes. This has only been 20 some years ago,
Yeah.
and they said we take our mattress outside once, twice a year.
Well, they're kind of big today.
Yeah, I guess
They're kind of hard.
they are heavier. Yeah.
If they'll let you clean their mattress,
Oh yeah, it's bad, ain't it?
man,
I'll show you how to do that in a second too.
I spent 45 minutes doing mine.
It's bad.
It's horrible. You don't realize. And my wife, or Corey, she said, "Why are you so worried about it now?" I said, "I didn't know I was living in Phil.
But was the water had like a gray foam on top of the water?
Great home, you couldn't see through. It was horrible.
Mine was great.
Green.
Green.
But it was horrible.
All right, so we're gonna go from that attachment. We're going to the crevice tool, right? Now, how many of you ever pull dirt with a crevice tool?
Yeah.
Here's my question. I say, do you have a piece like this with your vacuum? What will they say?
Yeah.
Have you ever been using it to vacuum and it
Sticks.
sticks?
Flat.
How much cleaner are you doing if it sticks? Because it can't get any airflow. What's the difference in a customer and a dealer? None. They should understand this. You were a customer just the other day. You were a customer about a month ago. You were a customer about 2 years ago, but you were a customer, right? What's the difference in a customer and a dealer? None. They should understand this as well as we do. I mean, I can't see any difference really of doing advanced training and doing a demo. I mean, other than I'm not stopping and explaining why you should do this next and why you should ask this question here, you know, it's really the same thing, right? They should understand this. Anyway, show them how it's got here and just say, guys, look, now you can get what?
Airflow.
So wouldn't you think a company that makes vacuum cleaners would know something that simple? I mean, wouldn't you think they would all know that? But they don't. Okay. Once they got a Kirby, so wouldn't you think Kirby should know that? That you have to have air, right? Anyway, what we're gonna do next? We're gonna put this together with the two wands, right? What we're doing? We're doing baseboards, right? We're going along the baseboard right now,
Yep. Show them how it's easier to use now.
and we're gonna go and we're gonna pick up some dirt, right? So just take this and run it along the baseboard.
I'm not gonna put it here.
Right.
You don't need to do about
You have to carry that thing around while you're using it?
Huh?
You have to carry that thing around while you're using it?
I come to the back touch that.
How bad is it in a home?
You'll fill the cup up.
Huh?
You'll fill the cup up.
In a home, it'll be that high.
Yep.
It'll be that high on the cloth.
Yep.
If you'll just do it, all right? And just show them if you're using a bagger footer vacuum cleaner what blew back out. But guys, let me just show you, no vacuum cleaner gets against what? Till what? Till now.
Yep.
Check this one out. It's got edgers that go all the way against the wall to actually stick out further than the edge of the power nozzle. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. But pull dirt with this. Could I pull 2 or 3 more?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? I mean, if I'm in the house and it's like this, I can tell, oh my God, they're grossed out. I'm going to keep pulling these things. I'm going to do that again and put 2 more cloths in. We're going to pull more, right? See, this is all. All just part of building value in the machine. Now, guess where we're getting ready to go now? We're going to the what? We're going to the kitchen. Because what we're going to vacuum now? The hardwood tile, linoleum, whatever. Gosh, you guys have it made now. Usually there's linoleum tile right there. You don't have to go to the kitchen. Years ago, we said, let's go to the kitchen. All right. So just take this and we're going to throw it on the hard floor tool. Right. When's the last time you swept?
Just before you came.
Just before I got here. Okay. By the way, the Rainbow does have what? Wheels. You don't have to carry it around. Right. That's what somebody was asking a while ago. So we're going to go now. We're going to go to the kitchen and we'll let them vacuum. All right. Now, while they're vacuuming, by the way, Scott, you want to be the way? Okay. I'll be the customer. So the customer's vacuuming the kitchen. What are you going to do?
Push the machine forward.
This is really easy. It's actually easier to use than my broom.
They starting to back up. Oh,
That's all you
get
do.
out of the way.
Guess what I never touch, Henry?
Right.
That way they don't ever say, I don't know if I like that canister.
Right.
Okay? That's a big part of it, is never let them touch that. Okay?
And after I said that right there, I said,
Look, we are rated #1 on the consumer report as a countertop vacuum. If you don't believe me, look it up on.
That is true. We're ranked #1 for consumer reports for reliability on canister vacuum. Okay? Take this dough and ask them. Say to the guys, when's the last time you swept? What will they say?
Today.
Where you going?
Well, you got here. Look at that. You feel like, Alfred, you wasted your time sweeping? I mean, you did. And here's the worst part. All that fine dirt and dust, you know where that would be right now, Robbie? It'd be either in the cracks or grooves, or where would it be? It'd be landing on your mashed potatoes. You ever went and bit into your mashed potatoes or something? Weird? It's all this stuff floating around there when you sweat. You ever been in a restaurant and the guy comes around sweeping?
Oh,
Don't you hate that?
Yep, I tell them, get away from me.
Yep.
If they look, you can wait, I'll leave, buddy.
Everybody knows that actually it's against the health codes, the
It is.
vacuum in a restaurant while there's people.
It is.
Did y'all know that?
They take a broom and sweep. Around it and all that.
It's actually not lawful to vacuum, from what I've heard, to not vacuum or to vacuum around the customer while they're in the restaurant with the vacuum cleaner, because I guess they know the bacteria stuff's inside the bag.
Okay, exactly.
Okay. So anyway, okay. So everybody got that? You know, and one thing that one of our I had an RN that worked for us, Gina Harless. I think it was Gina Harless. Came up with the idea of when we were showing the mop. She talks about, or the broom, you ever sweep your bathroom using the same broom or mop in your kitchen where you prepare your food.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a good point to bring up, you know, but she's an RN, she's always thinking about that stuff, I'm sure. So anyway, so we're gonna vacuum the kitchen. Could I pull 2 or 3 different cloths with me? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what if they got linoleum in here, they got tile over here, hardwood over here? Vacuum all of it,
Yeah.
right? You know the thing I'm hearing from a lot of
Hardwood.
the hardwood, especially, I'm hearing from a lot of people when you get done with the demo, no more carpet than we got. I can't justify spending that much. No more carpet than we have, and you hear that a lot. No more carpet than we have. We only have carpet in the bedrooms, or we get it. Or we're thinking about taking up this carpet. Or we're looking at a new house and we don't know if we're going to have any carpet. You know what I'm starting thinking? That dealer did not show you that you can use the rainbow on hardwood floors. No matter what you sit here and tell me, they couldn't have. Because you can't sit here and tell me that you don't see the value of using it on your hardwoods. And by the way, once you get that grit and sand, what could you do with that grit and sand? You could put it on the cardboard again, do another bottle scratch.
Yeah.
And then ask them, what do you do, Scott, with that dirt when you pull it off the hardwood on the black cloth? What do you
I
do?
put it in her hand and I said, look here, I said, I'm a painter by trade, I've been painting for 25 years, and I said, what do they make sandpaper out of? They make it out of sand. Okay, when you come in here and fill sheetrock, what does that painter have to do before he paints it? He has to sand it, right? Okay, when he sands it, what's that sandpaper doing? It's cutting it, right? Same thing this dirt and grit and sand is doing to this area right here in front of your door where that polyurethane is cut off your hardwood floors. What are you gonna have to do in 2 to 3 years down the road? You're gonna have to redo these hardwood floors, and not only that, you're gonna have to move out of the house while you do it, because that polyurethane will give you a headache and a half. And it's gonna cost you twice the amount of money to get these floors redone than it would for you to buy this cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Does that work? I tell them.
So you explain it takes the polyurethane
Yeah,
off
it
the hardwood
cuts it,
floors.
slam
It cuts
off. That's why when you see one spot where the coffee table's real shiny,
Shiny.
and the front door, they ain't no
Dull.
polyurethane on it, it's
Yep.
dull and flat. Cause it cuts it off. Common sense.
What?
Common sense.
It is. It really is. Show them
Don't
all,
take a rocket scientist to figure it out.
show them all the attachments were right where.
Right there on the
Right
end.
here on the board of the machine. Of course, they know they never go on the handle now. Y'all know that the new one will snap right here on the handle, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it on the handle.
Everybody I show, that's what it was.
I didn't know it will.
That's something.
On the
Now,
new,
new ones will
the,
snap.
the new
Will.
one.
You don't know it, Will? Yeah.
See, well, I don't have a new one. I've
They
got
changed
old
the
design.
caddy. It hooks on the back of the pole now. Not the front like the E2.
Right, the back.
The back of the pole.
Right.
Yes.
Get to show mine.
I'll show you when we get
I,
there.
like, I love showing.
What it
And-
says is
and
right
that way
here
it's
that-
out of the way, when they get ready to use it, right there's the tool. Boom, boom.
Most of them want on the handle.
They don't have, yeah, they don't have
I
to
didn't
bend
know
down.
that anymore.
They
They're
changed.
going in the back.
Yeah, exactly, just like that right there.
You see how this is,
I'm
this
telling
is
you,
the
it
old.
works, but,
Yours looks different this now.
yeah,
The
It
caddy.
goes on the back though?
Yeah.
The caddy's
back.
different.
yeah,
They changed the caddy.
yeah, they changed, it, yeah,
They changed the attachment caddy and they changed the wheel dolly.
exactly,
Now,
So-
where does it step onto the handle at?
right there.
Right
There's some
okay.
divots in the metal.
Yeah.
You'll
I
see.
figured it out.
Yeah, there ain't nothing to it.
Yeah, no.
Snap it on there, it'll stay.
So what are we doing now? We just pull dirt with all the attachments. We showed the inflator, the coil cleaner. What do we do now?
Show the power nozzle. Power nozzle. Vacuum.
So we're gonna let them vacuum with the power nozzle, right?
Come on back.
One thing I wanna caution you guys of is slamming this in.
Don't,
See this wire here?
don't,
If you slam it in here sideways, cocked
bend it.
a little bit, you can either bend the prongs in here,
Yeah.
or you'll push this whole plug down in,
Right,
and then it won't run.
Right.
So you'd be like plugging it up, and you're like, Jay, it won't run.
Right.
It's cause you pushed this whole plug down in here, you
Right.
slammed it. Get some needle nose and pull it back out.
right,
Right.
pops in there.
Right, till it pops back in that groove. So
We'll
what are we doing now?
put the lid on.
Take
Right,
this off.
let them vacuum.
We're gonna let them vacuum. Are we gonna use the visualizer? Yes. Let me tell you about that. We want to use about, you can put 3 or 4, you're gonna pull 3. You
Yeah,
can put 3
put
across
on
here if
there.
you want to.
Show them it goes through all 3 of them.
Okay. And then have them vacuum just a little bit with the power nozzle now.
Come on now.
So we need a wire, right? So you hook this in, and you plug the wire in.
You couldn't have landed that in a better place.
Should be in the kit.
Yeah, that is.
All right. So we're gonna let them vacuum now. We're gonna vacuum the same carpet. We're gonna vacuum some of the living room, pull some dirt.
I know where it's at, I just haven't had a chance to go get it, there's not covered.
I always tell them, I tell them, I leave a piece of plug and I say, look, every time you go back and put everything run across that piece of plug right there, you never pick it up.
Oh,
All the time. You know why? Because it don't have no airflow.
Power nose is incredible. By the way, the lights, why are the lights there? So you vacuum in the dark? No. So you vacuum underneath your mattress, or not mattress, underneath your bed, underneath your couch. How do you do that with your upright? You ask them that, okay? Yours has a headlight, but he can't vacuum under nothing. Right? So
You
what
don't
do
even
we
vacuum
do?
in the ceiling, man.
Huh?
Ask him how hard it is to put the Kirby up there.
Yeah.
And back in, I mean,
Back in the
Stay on the
walls.
dirt.
The broom, especially around ceiling fans.
I got that down, but
Show them the dirt, guys. That their machine. And say not only that, if you were using a bag vacuum, guess what would have done what?
Blow through the filter.
Blow through the filter. Now you got to
Not
dust
only
and
did it blow
reclean that.
through one filter, it blows through the second filter, blows through the third filter. So what you gonna do? It's gonna blow out of your machine.
If I put another filter on there, what would happen?
So
It'll blow through that. That's the problem with a bagger filter vacuum. What do you keep reiterating? You're reiterating airflow, you're reiterating the holes in the bag, you're blowing the dirt back out all the way through all your attachments. You didn't just say that 20 minutes ago and then you forgot about that idea and you just show them all dirt. Tie it back in together, right? But you know what this tells me, Robbie? A bagger filter machine is a bagger filter machine
the bagger
is a
filter,
bagger filter machine.
no matter how much it costs or where you got it from.
It's the same thing, okay? And what we're going to do, we're going to take all these dirt pads and we're laying them
Back on the
on the coffee table. So what are we doing? We're pulling dirt until we hit what?
Pay dirt.
Pay dirt, right? Are you guys doing that? All right. So what are we doing now? We're going straight from this to just let them vacuum. Now, when they're vacuuming your living room, where are you going to be at, Ryan?
Moving the machine.
Using the rainbow, pushing it around for me, right? So I'm going to be vacuuming. And where's he going to be? The dealer, that would be you. This is you. That's you right there. I'm the guy that's going to buy the rainbow. That's you. And where are you at? You're pushing the machine behind me so that I never have to touch the unit. Got that? So that they say, well, I like this. This is really easy to use. You guess what they're not thinking about? The other part, right? That's good. And then show them. Say, hey, let me show you how you vacuum underneath your couch. Has anybody put the hose to their ear yet?
Yeah.
During the demo. Anybody ever do that? You hear standing grit coming up the hose. You ever done that, Chris? You just learned something here if you didn't. This is impressive. You'll find your customer will stand there like that. Come here, honey, listen to this.
sometimes they'll say, like,
You hear it. Yeah, you hear it. That's right. Okay. Now, if the wife just vacuumed, what am I going to make the husband do? Come here, let you vacuum this, Scott. I'm making him come up here. What if he doesn't say, no, it's all right? I say, here, at least try. I hand it to him. He's gonna have
Sit there and try it.
yeah, I have sit there, sit at the table and all on it. Yeah, here we go. Now get the camera out. This might be the last time you ever
every day I'm in a home.
That's good.
Every day.
You ready? Anybody take a picture of the husband vacuuming?
Yep.
Yep. Right here. I do that. So get your camera. Man, last time you ever seen
Put it on YouTube.
this. Okay, and what we're gonna do next?
Yeah, throw 'em in dirty water.
On dirty water, right? Y'all do that? What do we do with our light? Take the light, shine it on the bottom. See that sand and grit right there, Josh? Guess what? That's the dirt you gotta worry about, because you know what that does to your carpet? That eats it up, okay? Which way does it look worse?
I'll go tell them if the EPA walking your house right now.
When you get done vacuuming their house, though, it's gonna be black.
Yeah.
You hold the light right to it, you
Well, you
won't be able
tell
to see
them
the
at
light
the
from
beginning
up
you're
top.
Huh?
You always tell them, you make money. I'm gonna make money today.
What are we doing this? I reach in here and I pull the black cloths out, any down my heavy in there, squeeze them out, set them over here in my kit, and what are we gonna do with the rest of the dirt?
No, let them do it.
What are you gonna do with it?
Let them what?
Let them take it to the toilet. Both of them.
That's right.
Like them take it to the toilet.
Both.
Don't let them pour this outside in the yard. Robbie, why not?
Can't see it.
They can't see how dirty it is, Heather. You gotta let them take, what if they say, I don't wanna flush that down my toilet? Say, look, it's safe. It's fine.
No, it's
It's like
not
water.
That's what everybody does. Well, that's all you gotta do is that's what everybody does. Okay. If everybody else does it, okay. So just have them take that and flush it down their toilet.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to flush it, come back in from grabbing my one more thing, one of them's in the bathroom yelling at the other one. Honey, come here, look at this!
Yeah, black compared to that white toilet.
What color is most toilets?
Alright.
Like,
When you pour it in there, it looks like somebody just threw up in the toilet.
Black.
And it's, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Yep.
So all that's a lot of this little stuff. I mean, you know,
I know.
a big yes at the end is a lot of yeses to them. And that's all you're trying to do is prove the point little by little, right? So what are we doing now? We just dump the water out. We're ready to do what?
Well, outside and get one more thing.
Yeah. While they went and dumped that water, I went to the car and grabbed what? I went and got what, Robbie? Yeah. I went and got what?
One more thing.
I'll be right back. I gotta go and grab something. Don't tell them, Alfred, that what?
You gotta get it shampoo.
Don't tell them you're gonna go get shampoo. Okay? Tell them you be
One more
right back. I gotta run the car and grab something.
I bring it in when I bring the rainbow.
He says he brings it in when he brings rainbow. Okay?
That's cool.
That's great. A lot of the ladies might not be able to do that.
out. You know, see it.
So I say, I'm gonna run to the car, I gotta get something, I'll be right back. Why don't we say, Alfred, I'm gonna go get the shampoo, I'll be right back.
I think I do that.
Oh, the shampoo's still okay.
You don't have to show us that, we know it's good.
that's what helped me so much.
If you don't show the shampoo, and you know what, I'm gonna tell you what I ask. I ask when I find out you didn't show the shampoo, I say, did they bring the shampoo in?
I just told him.
No, I told him not to. And I get the dealer back on the phone. I said, did you not bring the shampoo in? You know what the dealer sometimes said? Yeah. And the customer just told me you didn't. Okay. But anyway, why didn't you bring it in? Why didn't you let me? How did they know you were going to get the shampoo?
Cause I told you. You asked them.
You don't do that. You just say, I'll be right back. Take that, dump that in the toilet. I got to run the car and get some. Okay. What you don't do is you don't go to the car to get the shampoo while they're vacuuming.
Right. Stay in the house with them.
Stay in the house and push the machine along for them. It's real important that you be there for that, right? And I show them if they're right-handed to stand on the right-hand side of the hose. If they're left-handed, I want them on the left-hand side. Okay. And Scott also shows them how to wrap the hose around them, right? You still do that?
Yep.
And that way you can control the machine.
Grab it from the closest to the bottom as you can
I
get it.
show them at the end if they
Right
buy
there.
it.
Right there.
Yeah, I agree with
It's a
that, but he
negative.
does show them that. Yeah.
Cause it can be, they can turn it against you.
Right. Okay. So we're going to show the shampoo now. So first thing we're going to do is she brings this back empty. What do they always ask you?
You mean me wash that out?
No, that's good. Let me show you one more cool technique. Let me show you the Aquaman. What is this called?
Aquaman.
The what?
Aquaman.
What is it not called?
Shampoo.
Shampooer. Let me show you the Aquaman. If you tell them it's the shampooer, they'll be like, oh, you don't need to do that.
Yep.
I said, let me show you the Aquaman. Okay. They only know what it does. Right?
Exactly.
That's okay. I didn't say, guys, is it okay if I show you the power sweeper?
No.
I didn't ask him, did it? Hey, is it okay if I show you the duster? Hey, is it okay if we go to your kitchen and vacuum your floors? I mean, y'all want me to do that? You didn't ask me that. You don't say, is it okay if I shampoo? You just say, guys, let me show you this. That's how you do it, all right? And when you get ready to shampoo, by the way, I bring the shampooer in a bag. Guess where this one